Tom here with Chris and Brian. Last day of June 2022. Head into July. It's our last day of our 10% off in June. We'll have July special. We're going to actually have two specials, or more than two specials, but it'll be Christmas in July. The first half of July, we'll just have one special that will go through the first half through the All-Star break. And after that, we'll have our 12 days of Christmas in July. So pretty exciting stuff. Filled with giveaways, prizes, as well as all kinds of discounts for everyone out there. Chris, so we talk about the elephant in the room, and his name is Justin Verlander. Large, in charge, dominating, would not take no for an answer, no doubter at Citi Field. If you don't score any runs, you can't win a game, and the Mets had zero chances against Justin Verlander in that game. It wasn't like they threatened and had chances and, got guys past second base or to second base, for that matter. It was while it took a late home run by the Astros to get the win in the game, the Mets were not going to score as long as they left Verlander in there. Had the Astros not scored at the top of the ninth, I think Verlander would have come out and pitched the ninth as well. He had plenty left in the tank. He struck out the last batter that he faced. And, he was, I was listening to the Astros broadcast of the game on the radio, and they were like, they were surprised that he did not come out to pitch the ninth anyway. I don't know, Chris, have we seen a better pitcher than this in the last 10 years or more? I mean, well, I don't know.
For the record, I was going to say I was surprised as well that he didn't come out for the ninth, regardless of the fact that they hit that home run in the top of the ninth. I got burned by Ryan Presley last week against the Yankees, so I don't know, but for me, if you're the Mets, you can't let a guy like Jason Castro be the one that beats you. If it's Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, whoever, I get it. But a guy that had one RBI that tripled his total off of one swing of the bat. Yeah, but definitely, I think Verlander was the story in that game, and just I watched it from front to back. It was dominant.
Ridiculous.
It was dominant. I hate saying that, but nothing short of dominant, I think.
11 wins in games that Verlander started, 10 wins on the season already at the All-Star break. He could be a 20-game winner. You just don't see a lot of 20-game winners anymore. They used to be, every year there'd be a few of them, but now you just don't see them with the expanded rotations, with the guys, the guys not playing as much. But, when you have a guy who's just rolling like this, and he's known as the second half of the season guy, I can only imagine what's going to happen going forward. But these have been against, first place teams, his last two shutout performances that he's put forth. These aren't like the also-rans. These are two first-place teams that he did this to in their building, undressing the Yankees and the Mets. In, Broadway Justin Verlander. Whoa, man. We talk about guys and salaries and, all the time. I'm highly critical of these highly, highly paid guys. Well, here's a guy that plays every 5 days who actually earns every dime of that salary. I don't know. Brian, you're a Verlander hater. You see anything you hated about him yesterday?
Well, he went 8 innings, gave up 2 hits, but you look at Taijuan Walker, who went 7 1/3, gave up.
We're not talking about what we're talking about. Verlander's performance. That really was the discussion here. We're not deflecting. We're going to just say
it was a win by the Astros. But
we're not even talking about a win or loss. We're just talking about Verlander just absolutely dominating the Mets in that game. I mean, it was a dominating performance.
Walker dominated the Astros until the 8th inning.
Really, that's not really what. But a guy like Taijuan Walker, is going to do that once in a while. Especially what we've seen in his careers over the first half of the season, he's likely to put forth those type of performances. Garrett Cole has taken no hitters into the 6th inning a few times this season. But the thing is, game in, game out against first place teams. This guy has not allowed a frickin' run against 2 first place teams. Back-to-back games on the road. I mean,
he's the best for sure.
give him some credit, man. You know, it's like,
Well, I'm not saying
man.
that he's terrible.
It's like you'll sit here and talk about Bryce Harper as an MVP, but you won't give this guy who's won back-to-back
said he was
shutout
the best.
wins over first-place teams
best,
on the
but,
road
you know.
without even a home stand, nothing in between. He's been on the road.
Well, not to.
But when I see him at minus 120, I'm not betting him.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's too good. They begged us to take Verlander. They begged us.
the thing about Justin Verlander, to add on to that on the road, I think now I saw a stat on the broadcast yesterday. Now 32-6 with an ERA just over 2 on the road since joining the Astros. I thought that was nuts. I don't know. All talk that we've had about Verlander the last couple of days aside, I didn't know that stat, and I think that's just absolutely bonkers that he has that record.
Man, this guy's unbelievable. He's the Cy Young Award winner. He's got to be the starter for the American League in the All-Star game. He's got to be, you know, and he's got to be the leading Cy Young Award candidate at this point, you know, as well as maybe even the MVP of the American League. I mean, he's dominated, man. There's
2 halves to a season. We can't give him the award yet for Cy Young.
I know. Anyways, meanwhile, Chris Sale started the All-Star game for the American League several times and didn't even finish the season.
Overall, crappy day for me yesterday. Not happy. Bad day.
Well, it's the way that the world. I had a crappy day too. I had the Blue Jays. Not a worse way to lose a game than that. We talk about it all the time. They bring in the reliever. He walks the bases loaded, gets a 2-strike count to JD Martinez and plunks him. And the go-ahead run scores. Then they put the reliever in. They get the double play, including the play at the plate, and then give up a 2-run single to Verdugo. And then they rally. And of all guys, I mean, everyone's hitting. You know, the guys that are batting 200 are hitting. And George Springer, a lazy pop fly over the second baseman's head to end the game. You know, it was a tough way to go down with guys at second and third in that game too.
Yeah, it looked like Jays were going to have another comeback off of that Boston bullpen, but
just
yeah,
short.
trust me. Trust me.
Short.
Take it from me. There's nobody more frustrated with that Blue Jays bullpen than me right now, and I don't know if adding, you got to do more than bring in Sergio Romo. I'm sorry, I know he was an all-star closer, but you got to do more than that. I don't know what else could be done. You probably have to you'll have to trade for some guys, but
it wasn't Romo's fault. It was Phelps.
Oh, no. I'm not saying it was Romo's fault. I'm just saying you have to do more than bring him. That's not bringing in Sergio Romo is just not going to fix the issues that the bullpen has. It's a nice addition. It's going to help, but there's still more that has to be done. Yeah, and David Phelps, dead to me.
Dead to me. Dead to me. I mean, those pitches, those balls, they weren't like just bad calls and near misses. These were horrific, you know, horrifically, not even close, you know. What was that garbage?
That was like me with Dominic Leone the night before in that Giants game. He couldn't find the plate in that 8th inning, and just it came back to bite him in the ass.
Well, we have a real limited schedule today, and that's kind of why we're able to talk about some of these other things. We could fill the time other ways.
We saw the Twins blow a 3-run lead in the 10th.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't very good.
Yep.
So that was one of those days.
One of those days, but also, you know, but the Twins ended up winning, right?
The Guardians won.
Yeah, I think the Guardians won 7-6.
Oh, they came back. It was 6-3, and I turned it off. Oh, so they came back and won.
That's
So yeah, Kevin Thomas tweeted that the Guardians were like 1-6 or something, and Ruffalo sends me the DM and says, "What do Kevin Thomas and the Guardians have in common? 1-6 in their last 7." That was funny.
That's funny.
It was very funny. It was like he sent me over the direct message. It's like Kevin Thomas's tweet saying the Guardians are 1-6. He's taking the Twins, and the Guardians are 1-6 in their last 7. He's like, "What do the Guardians and Kevin Thomas have in common?" I don't know.
I
I
don't know.
thought it was fun.
1-6. I didn't look at his record.
Well, now
We
the
could play
now
Pick
the
Dawgz
Guardians have the
Jeopardy.
better record.
We could play Pick Dawgz Jeopardy. I thought about this one this morning. What would the categories be for Pick Dawgz Jeopardy?
Oh shit.
I know that troll. Liars, scammers, and thieves. The other category I was thinking of. Oh, name that fake name, and then also you're fired would be a good.
Well, you gotta have 6. There's 2 more. Food for thought.
Oh,
The food talk.
how about that's worth $2? Worth $2. I'll take worth $2.
You have like
for $2, Alex. It's worth $2, or I like liars, scammers, and thieves. I'll take liars, scammers, and thieves for 400.
You gotta have more. You gotta have like the creative titles for those, like the liars, scammers, and thieves. Thank me later.
I think a good one also would be Mr. Irrelevant. We could have Mr. and Mr./Mrs. Irrelevant. We could have that category too, and then we could also have copycats. I mean, lots. I mean, there's so many categories we could do. That'd be fun one day. I'm sure I'd get sued by like everybody. It's like, I'll take liars and scammers and thieves for 400, please. What is a free $60?
Don't start making the Daily Double the next title of your big play or something.
Fake name cappers for 600, please. I think it would also be fun to have. Man, there's so many of them, so many easy ones. A lot of people make themselves easy targets out there, and they always blame it on me. Mitch is a bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Anyway, speaking of the bad guy, let's get to these games. Give out some picks to everybody who's joined us. We've got. Let's see. I actually like today's little card. We've got the Guardians and the Twins and the Phillies and the Braves. Brian, what do you think?
Well, I was bouncing back and forth between the Twins and Guardians, but I think I'm going to go here with the Twins. Chris Archer, last 23 innings pitched, has given up 4 runs. Bieber, definitely strong for 6 innings. He's going to give the Guardians, but I just think the Twins are the better team. You got plus money here. Archer's not too bad. He'll give you 4 strong, maybe 5. I'll take the Twins.
Chris?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chris. I forgot to say I also like the Phillies today, even at the minus 155. They've been pathetic at the plate. I think they only managed 1 run yesterday, but if they're going to win a game, it's going to be with Nola on the mound and Ian Anderson, not the strongest pitcher the Braves have. So I think the Phillies get it done today.
Yeah, and I like the only one I like in those two. I like the under between the Braves and Phillies. You know, Aaron Nola pitching well right now, despite a 4-5 record. He's got a 2.98 ERA. I believe he's got a whip under 1 as well. I know Ian Anderson, not necessarily our favorite Braves pitcher, but against this current Phillies lineup, 50 combined at-bats, just a 140 opposing batting average, 14 strikeouts. I think Anderson could be in line for some success here. You know, the last couple games have been hanging around 8 runs. The last game, I think last night was 4 runs or 5 runs. So give me the under 8.5 in that one.
How about this proposition for you, Ruffalo? Just blindfolded. You ever see like the thing where they do it on TV and they say, "All right, we're not going to show you the names. We're just going to show you the numbers." Right? Okay. You got the defending world champions, okay, who have beat the crap out of this team literally the last few days, up against the biggest bunch of lazy, underachieving dirtbag, overpaid bums out there, getting plus money on the world champions. Boy, who would you take? I mean, thank you very much. Can I have another, man? They are giving away free money on the streets of Philadelphia today. Line up, get there early, get there often, vote early, vote often. It really doesn't matter if it's Nola or Zach Wheeler or Sandy Koufax or Nolan Ryan or whoever. You got nothing. You got zip. You got a really, really bad organization from top to bottom, which is falling apart at the seams. They went on a little bit of a run. They got the bump from the firing of the manager and what do they call it? It's off the, what do they call it? Like when something's new, the
feng shui.
whatever, the new car smell or whatever is gone, right? The stench is back.
Like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase is over. The stench is back in Philly in a big way. Extra onions on that cheesesteak, Bittler. Terrible. It doesn't matter. It could be Andrew Kashner against Halliday. It does not matter. You have one team that is a can-do, next man up, whatever it takes to win, who lost their best player last year, right? Their very best player. And finished the season mopping the floor with everybody, winning the World Series title against a team that has, 3 or 4 guys that make so much money and do nothing. They bring nothing to the table. What they sign Castellanos for? I mean, how much is he pulling down? I mean, quietly batting 203, right? What's he batting? 203?
I think he's getting between 25 and 30.
Yeah, and what's he batting? About 210?
Yeah, he's not living up to expectation.
5 years, 5 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it?
That's not too bad.
5 years, 5 years, $100 million
guaranteed.
Well, they're all guaranteed.
No, well, you have the incentivized. There's probably roster bonuses and signing bonuses and all this other stuff. Oh, he makes way more than that. Way more than that.
Nick Castellanos.
He'll get 35 to 40 dingers by then.
Not today. Anyways.
We'll see.
Okay.
They don't hand out money on the street to take the Braves.
Brian, I love you, but when Mitch brings Andrew Kashner into this discussion, I don't know if there's any fighting back from that argument.
You could wheel out the entire Bittler stable here and put them to start pitcher for the Braves today. It isn't going to matter.
Phillies win today. There's no doubt about
it. It would not matter. It would not matter. It would not matter. You have a team that refuses to take no for an answer against a team that will lay down and roll over and find any excuse possible to not win.
No complete game.
I'm trying to see if there's...
What's the Phillies' record against teams with winning records?
I don't know. Probably
2 and
10 games below
2 and 34.
Let me see if I can... Hold on. You guys do that. I'll see if I can...
They're probably about 10 below 500.
I'll see if I can find that.
At least. At least. Anyways, outside of that, I think the Phillies are a great bunch of guys. We've got the Astros against the Yankees. 1-game series here in Houston. Little stopover game for the Yankees, who head to Cleveland tomorrow to take on the Guardians. And then you've got JT Brubaker and the Pirates, who've lost 8 in a row to the Brewers or something like that. The Brewers Pirates is one of those records that it's like 143-6. And that's not even exaggerating.
I looked it up this morning. It's around like 8 and 20 or something like that.
It's more than that. It's way more than that.
Phillies 18 and 22 this season against teams above 500.
Wow, that's surprising that it's that good. So basically, they're losing in those dog games and showing little to no effort.
Yeah, they're sort of around middle of the pack.
Oh, here it is, Brian. Actually, you're wrong.
39
and 13 in the last 52. Yeah. The Brewers and the Pirates. So that is, and the Brewers happen to be red hot right now. And then you've got the Astros and the Yankees. Brian, what do you think of these two gems?
Boy, I'm going to have to – these are two games I really like as far as sides go. Totals, I'm going to take the Houston Astros and Yankees under the posted total. I just think Severino, I think he's better than a 3.38. Luis Garcia, I could see him holding the bats down. And this is it's going to be – I think it'll be similar to the games we saw in the Bronx. I think it'll be lower scoring.
Do you like the Phillies more or less than you liked the Mets yesterday?
Less.
Okay.
Because of the price.
Okay, just checking.
Well, it's a minus 155. That's a lot to choose. But.
Chris, did you ever get the hat bet in on them? On the
I did not. I did not.
I have a good record on that.
I offered to go every NFL team on that one.
You offered to go a case of every NFL team.
We'll call. I actually said the word lock like 25 times on yesterday's show. It's we're gonna change that bet, Chris. We're gonna call the bet the catalog. This one's for the catalog. I'll go. How about if we bet the NHL catalog on this one?
You know what? You know what you've got to do? You've got to create like a graphic for the catalog. Every time a catalog bet comes down in the show, it's like it comes down out of the top of the screen.
I honestly believe that the bets like Verlander yesterday come around once or twice a season at the most. Like bets like that, where it's like just an automatic lock, stone cold lock. It's like, how many times have I said lock in the last 14 years, that I've been on the air?
Could probably count on one hand.
Yeah, you could probably count it on one hand.
And you probably said that the majority of that hand yesterday.
Yeah, I told you the Astros were going to win.
Congrats to all that followed.
Congrats to all that followed.
Aaron Nola's numbers aren't too far away from Verlander.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Except for the Cy Youngs and World Series rings.
Walks to strikeouts. We're talking about this season.
Less the Cy Young Awards and World Series rings.
Nola has 109 strikeouts, just 12 walks.
Does Verlander have any like postseason MVP stuff going on too? I'm sure he does. Man, is he good. Anyways.
He's like Aaron Rodgers. That's why I don't like him.
Chris, what do you think of this slot?
Well, for this one, I like the Houston Astros team total over. So I'm looking up the Verlander postseason stuff. I like the Astros team total over, mainly because Luis Severino hasn't looked right in his last couple games, I think, coming back from injury. He's got a 4.64 road ERA this season. And I just think the Astros bats feeling themselves. I know 2 runs. They had to win the game late yesterday. 2 runs wasn't, it doesn't sound like very much, but the momentum I think carries over here. I think this is just a brutal road spot for the Yankees, having to stop in Houston, then going to Cleveland tomorrow. I just think they want to get in and get out. I think Houston's going to revel in this. This is a statement game for Houston, so look for them to pile it on. I'm going to go for the team total over for the Astros, and I'm leaning towards the over in that Pirates and Brewers game. Adrian Hauser, the one place you've been able to get to him is on the road, and JT Brubaker. I think the Pirates are swinging a hot bat right now that could get to him as well. So I'd like for that game to finish closer to double digits.
Yeah, I think the most amazing thing about Valdez's and Verlander's back-to-back dominating performances of the Mets were, well, aside from the Mets not only getting 1 run and it was walked in the bottom of the 9th, aside from that, was that Jose Altuve didn't even hit in either of those games. And yesterday he only reached base once. He was hit by a pitch. I think the Astros get it done against the Yankees in this one. I think they get to Severino. I like that one a lot.
The only postseason accolade that Verlander has is ALCS MVP.
Nice. ALCS MVP. Well, you know what we'll give him? A round of applause.
Does have the Triple Crown though on his resume.
Oh, I know he does. I know he does. Nola's just like Nola.
We're talking about this season's numbers.
Of course, just like Aaron Nola does.
For this,
how many? What's Nola's record? What's his record?
Record is instant. That doesn't matter. The pitcher can't control how many runs are supported for him. How many runs come in when he's pitching. So, ERA, WHIP. What does Romanelli like to look at? I forget. FIP.
I'll tell you what I like. Justin Verlander over the Mets yesterday. Stone cold lock. My shoe-in of the year. I think it was Ruffalo's game of the month.
Ashman's game of the month yesterday.
You should have been like one of those cappers that calls it my game of the month. So this way you could say I won my game of the month for just pick a random month and insert Verlander 2-0 over the Mets in there. Didn't that game happen in June? I said months. Yeah, clearly.
My game of 2022. I didn't say when in 2022. I just said it was in 2022.
Oh, man. Brian, what are you selling to these people today?
Well, I'm going to get my revenge today. I got my revenge 3-pack for $50. Or you can get my MLB titanium play. Like Mitch said, it's a small card, but I think there are a few gems on this card. So I think I got all 3 of them. Get them for $50 at pickdawgz.com.
Yeah, for me, I got my $15 pickoff play as well. Fortunately, I was on the wrong end with that Blue Jays play yesterday. We fell just short, but still had a winning day overall yesterday. Looking to go back to back with that again. $15 pickoff play, or I got my Thursday Throwdown 3-pack, including that $15 play for $40 a Pick Dawgz premium.
I'm still hitting 70% on my $15 big plays despite losing that Blue Jays game yesterday. And I got another big play for you today. My other picks have not been good, and normally I come out of these things pretty solidly. So I'm about to do some really big stuff for Christmas in July. And normally that first week of July and like right now and all that, this is when I usually hit my stride. So I got a 3-pack, and I have my big play today. And I really like today's little card. I do. I like it a lot. I think there's a ton of value. A lot of sucker plays out there. Anyways, speaking of suckers, got the Blue Jays against the Rays and the Cubs against the Reds. Chris, what do you think?
The two teams I like in this slot. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. This is for me, as much as I love my Blue Jays, this is a fate of Yusei Kikuchi. Is not been cutting it. I know he's probably even hanging on to a spot in the starting rotation by a thread here, and another bad start could probably send him into the bullpen. But problem is the Jays don't really have anybody else right now unless they go out and make a move at the deadline. I think they're going to kind of have to suffer through Kikuchi's starts. Jeffrey Springs been a solid arm for the Rays all year long, and I think he delivers another solid start here. So give me the Rays, and give me the Cincinnati Reds. I'm still not about laying any sort of juice with the Chicago Cubs. I've said it before. Kyle Hendricks. The thing about Hendricks was that he could usually always perform his best and win his games at home. But now his ERA up over 5, worse at home than on the road this season. And the Reds 6-1 in Graham Ashcraft's 7 starts this season. I got to go with the Cincinnati Reds in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, for me, I don't see Springs as to me, it looks like a bullpen game for the Rays. But either way, I like the Tampa Bay Rays. They lost 2 straight against Kikuchi, who goes 4 innings, usually gives up a ton of runs. I think the Rays bounce back here. I'm just waiting to see the price on this one. I'll take the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. I like Ashcraft. I think he's their best. Well, right near Castillo, best starters. I think Hendricks washed up. Should be a lot of runs scored today. I'm going to take the Reds, and I'd lean towards the over 10.
I would not be surprised if Kyle Hendricks is dealt at the trade deadline or before.
Who's going to trade you something for him?
There's a lot of teams that would. A little change of scenery. Never know. And
White Sox.
I'll tell you what. I think the Blue Jays might be a little bit dead to me after that game last night. Phelps. They said Phelps. How can you trade Buhner, you idiot? They said Phelps. Phelps. Freaking Phelps, man. Yeah. 10, the number at Wrigley Field today. Let's take a look at that wind.
Must be blowing out.
Oh, we'll find out in a hurry. Let's see what they say. The wind is... You ever see The Simpsons where it's blowing dead out to center field at 13 miles an hour? Do you ever see that Simpsons where they call the sports phone? It's like he has to pay by the minute. It's like $90 a minute. It's like the wind is blowing to the west.
The Dodgers of Los Angeles.
Oh man!
Or when Homer gets the fake Super Bowl tickets, who are the Spungos? And these are printed on graham crackers. Hey, stop eating my tickets!
Got the Dodgers against the Padres and the Mariners against the A's. Big numbers here in this Mariners-A's game. Brian, what do you think?
Boy, it may be a sucker game, but I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners here, but I can't lay the -1.5. This number's just too high right now. I go -2.5. Adrian Martinez, his numbers in AAA this season, 5.63 ERA and a whip of close to 1.50, but over his career, his ERA is close to 5 in the minors. So I think the Seattle Mariners can get to him. Gilbert lackluster start last time out, but I think he bounces back here. I'll take the -2.5 Mariners.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go with the Mariners team total over. I'm going to echo a lot of Brian said. Yeah, an ERA well over 5 for Martinez in AAA this year, but he also had an ERA over 5 last year in AAA as well. And I just think this is a spot where the Mariners do enough to really sort of back up Gilbert here in terms of a team total. So give me the over. I think it's 3.5, might be 4 for the Mariners. Still like the over there. And I'm going to go with the San Diego Padres. I'm sorry, I'm not passing up plus money with Joe Musgrove on the mound. I know the Padres are banged up, but the Dodgers didn't look good for much of that series against the Rockies. And for me, Mitch White, not a pitcher I'm trying to lay juice with against the Padres. The Dodgers 0-3, and it starts in the month of June. I think the Padres get a win in that one.
Yeah, if you can get swept at home by the Pirates, you sure as heck can get swept at home by the Padres. The Musgrove got crushed by the Dodgers the last time they played, and a guy like Musgrove, not the type of guy that just gets lit up by the same team over and over and over again. It's not like Carrasco against the Astros or something. It's like it's Joe Musgrove against the Dodgers, who generally plays against plenty, and he knows these guys. I expect him to be a lot better. White actually hasn't been bad, so I mean both these teams missing some players and but contending there at the top of the West. I think it's going to be a tight one. And I like the under in Seattle against the A's, the under 4-1 in Seattle's last 5 home against Western Division teams. Martinez has pitched decently despite his old numbers. And, he's not Verlander or anything. And then you have Logan Gilbert. What's our over-under for Verlanders today on this show?
I think we already surpassed the over, whatever it was.
For Verlanders?
Oh yeah. It was probably at like 8.5, and I think we're at like 16.
8.5 Verlanders, 16
Probably.
Verlanders.
I wonder who has the better fit, Verlander or Nola.
I'll tell you who's the better pitcher, and that's Justin Verlander. You know why?
Yeah, but...
You know why he's better? Because he's not on the Phillies.
No.
There's no flipping way that Nola's better than.
I'm not
sorry.
saying he's
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say no flipping way.
I want to know what his FIP is.
I'm looking right now.
The mountain of disappointment that is Aaron Nola. Yeah, it's like even when he pitches well, he loses.
FIP stands for effing incompetent Phillies. No, I'm kidding. And Nola's is lower.
If it wasn't for bad luck, Nola would have no luck at all.
Yeah.
He's beating him in FIP.
But the thing is that 2.82 ERA is, or FIP is. I don't know. We'll have to see if it's. I don't know. I think a lower FIP means he's been getting unlucky. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, for my parlay today, can we give out a parlay? I'm going to take the Twins money line, Phillies money line, Rays money line.
And I'm going to go with the under 8.5 Braves Phillies, the over 9 Brewers Pirates, and the Cincinnati Reds.
I like the Guardians of the Galaxy with the Houston Astros with the Tampa Bay Rays. That's it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I got no Verlander locks today. The only lock is that Brian won't give him credit where credit is due. Try and find everything else to talk about, but the elephant in the room, and that is
I said he was
8
the
innings,
best pitcher.
2 hits, no runs.
But, they did get lucky yesterday. They won in the 9th.
He got lucky by allowing 0 runs in 8 innings.
Walker
Yes,
was just as good,
he got
almost.
lucky.
7 1/3.
He got lucky, allowing
Coin flip.
0 runs in 8 innings. He got lucky. It's like, okay.
Oh, they got lucky.
Yeah, he got lucky, allowing, yeah. Okay.
Taiwan Walker.
It's kind of like when Clemens struck out 20. It's like, yeah, he got lucky. Got lucky in that one. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. We're doing a combo live premium. Just don't have a lot to work with today.